Morning everyone, it's Audrey, it's Stitchy Witch 42. It is Monday, August 31st. I almost said the 21st. That's my bonus grandchild's birthday. She's 23. That just doesn't seem right, but anyway, today is Monday, August 31st, and I've got a lot to share today. But I wanted to start by going back to my last video, specifically the title of my last video, because I have a little story, which I always seem to do. And while it may not seem like it's cross-stitch related, it kind of sort of is. I mean, it was part of my video, so would that make it cross-stitch related? I don't know. Anyway, the title of my last video was I Almost Fell. I didn't, but I almost fell. The reason for that title is I record my videos on my cell phone. I have a Samsung S10, and it will let me record approximately 33 minutes of video. Then it automatically cuts off and starts a new video, and that's what happened last time. The second part of the video was only 2 or 3 minutes long, and I thought that I had attached it to my video when I put it all together. But it wasn't until Becca, Sambry Stitches, told me that my video just cuts off that I actually went back and watched my own video. And yeah, that last 2 or 3 minutes wasn't there. So you didn't see the reason for my title. What happened was the footstool, the bar stool that I was sitting on up here, was your basic, average, everyday wooden bar stool with a padded seat. You can buy them for 20 bucks at Target, Fred Meyer's, Walmart, wherever. It's a very basic bar stool. But when I was leaning forward like this to turn off my camera, the bar stool slipped that way behind me, and there was this split second where I honestly thought that I was going to face plant into my cell phone, because I wasn't standing up. I was kind of sort of sitting down when it went that way. I was moving forward. I caught myself. I didn't face plant. It's a good thing. It's a real good thing. But anyway, that night, I told Mark about this, and he said, yeah, we really need to get you a different stool for upstairs, something that has rubber feet. So, of course, I went online and I did a Google search for bar stools. And I found this one that I absolutely loved. It was kind of industrial, had a wooden seat that would swivel up or swivel down to whatever height you wanted it to be. $300. $300. No, thank you. No, sorry. No. We just had to replace our dishwasher a couple of weeks ago and spent $600 on that. I'm not spending half of that amount on a single bar stool, no matter how much I liked it. So Mark told me to go check out Summit Racing. Now, as you can guess from the name, Summit Racing is a auto parts store. Mark does a lot of business with them, buying things for his Jeep. So I went to Summit Racing and I typed in bar stool, and picture, if you will, retro style bar stools, chrome legs, padded seats. Think 1950s diner. But the designs on the seat were Ford, Chevrolet, checkerboards, all the things that would go great in a man cave. Not my crafting burrow. But I looked a little bit further and I found one that I liked. The price was only $53. And then Summit Racing has a thing at the top of their page that says, with $99 of purchase, you get free shipping. So I turned around to Mark and I said, is there anything you need to order? And he said, yeah, I can get some stuff. So I ordered that bar stool Monday night. No, Mark ordered it Tuesday morning. The day after I did my last video, we had it Friday. And it's nice. It's black metal frame. It has a padded seat. It has the little butt back so that when I'm sitting on it, I can't slide off the back. And it has rubber feet so I can't slide across the floor. So there you go. I almost fell, and it is kind of sort of cross-stitch related, right? Okay. Last video I offered to give up my Mill Hill painted pumpkin pattern. This has a pattern that I have used a yellow highlighter on. It has enough floss in there to do the pattern again. It has all the beads. It has the charm. I didn't use the charm on mine. And I did the random comment generator this morning. Deanna Ellett, this is yours. So please contact me. My email, my Instagram are down below. 2 weeks, and I will get this sent off to you. Thank you very much to everyone who commented. I do appreciate it. I love reading comments. I've told you that before. So, let's get straight into cross stitch because, like I said, I have a lot to share this morning. Remember when I said I used to be monogamous? I started another pattern. But I'm going to blame it on Melanie Smith, Yarns and Threads. I watched her last video, she and her daughter. They were doing Kitapalooza. And they were kitting all the things that they wanted to stitch up. And I had been up to Acorns and Threads earlier in the week because I had some stuff I needed to buy. And I had bought, well, I'll show it to you. I bought last year's fall punch needle and primitive stitch because I saw a pattern in here that I really liked. So I was watching Melanie Smith, and she's kitting up all the things that she wants to stitch. And when I was done with her, I watched a second video, and I do not remember who it was. It was a woman who was doing a tour of a needle workshop. You hear her voice, and you hear one other person's voice, whom I'm assuming was the shop owner. This woman was walking around, and she was doing a very detailed review of all the patterns and all the goodies that were in this shop. And she got to the area where they had all the primitive hair items together. All the primitive hair linens and patterns and everything primitive hair. And she showed a fabric, a linen, that I had bought. Oh, remember when I went up to Acorns and Threads, I crashed Lisa and Lori's shopping day up there when they were still making appointments. They're not making appointments anymore. There's only 4 people allowed in the store at one time, so you can go wherever you want, but you might have to wait if there's 4 people in the shop. Anyway, I had picked up the primitive hair linen called Dark Spells. When I went up this last time and I picked up this pattern, or this magazine, there is a pattern in it that was stitched on that linen. And since this lady on the video was talking about the primitive hair and the linens and the patterns, and Melanie was kitting up all the things, I just put what I was stitching on aside. I came upstairs, I grabbed my Dark Spell, I grabbed this magazine, and I started stitching this pattern. This is Enter If You Dare. I started this on the 27th, and that is where I'm at. I'm almost done with it. It's not a very big stitch at all. I think it looks fantastic on this pattern. And I thought it had the most unique place of where to start your stitching. I know I've talked about it before. When I start a large project, I start top center. I move off to my left, I stitch off to my left, come back to the center, I stitch over to the right so that I know that my pattern is centered on my fabric. There are other patterns that I start stitching from the center. And that's what I figured I would be doing on this one. But the instructions, because I read them, said start with the F directly under the branch. What? Start with the F directly under the branch. Start with the F directly under the branch. So I did. And that is where I am currently at with it. I have to finish doing the word dare. There is a line under enter and dare and a skull over here, and it's done. I'm moving a little bit slow today because I did something to my left foot last Wednesday. I was at work, I was walking across the front end of the store, and I felt a pop in my left foot. And it hurt like a puppy's mother. So I came home that night and my foot was really, really tender. I've told you before, I'm mostly broken. From the waist down, my legs, my knees, my feet. I'm always having issues with them. That was Wednesday. Thursday, my foot was tender. Friday, I went to work, and as I got out of my car and I started to walk across the parking lot to go into the store, my foot popped again. And that time it really hurt. When I came home Friday evening, I was having a hard time walking. So Saturday morning when I got up and got ready for work, I put my walking boot back on. I kept it from the last time I had to use it. I don't know if they're supposed to go from one foot to the other. I don't care. I've been wearing this since Saturday morning, and it is helping. My foot still feels tender. I think I just popped a tendon. But if it's not feeling better within the week, I'm going to go see my doctor and see what he has to say. He'll probably tell me to wear the boot. Okay. Checking all the things. Do-do-do-do. I did that. Okay. I got some mail, and I want to share some of that with you. Two of them were more related to my journaling. One was from Marsha, who had asked me if she could send me something. She sent me a bunch of things, all for journaling. I want to show you some of these papers, and I'm going to show the big ones because they're just absolutely gorgeous. All fall colors and florals, and that one. This has that velveteen feel to it. All of this stuff will be used. She sent a bunch of 6x6 pages. She sent twines for binding things, and oh, I hadn't actually looked at that. That's quite pretty. There's buttons in here. There's embellishments. There's rows of fabric pumpkins and ghosties and a string of boos. And they're all tangled up. Bats and witches. So all of this stuff is just absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Marsha, so much for thinking of me, for sending this to me. It will all get used sooner or later. I am going to have so much fun with this stuff. Okay. Excuse me while I bend over. Deb, who is another viewer, also sent me this huge package of stuff. And there's things in here for, she sent me some, there's some floss in here, Halloween colors. There are dimensional stickers that I can use for journaling. There are Halloween cards in here. There are a bunch of patterns in here, and some of them are ones that I have wanted to stitch for a while. Let me see if I can find her. This is one. It's a Stony Creek, which means it's going to be big, because Stony Creek doesn't do anything small. There's the Victorian sampler, Stitch and Witches. There's one by Nemu, Baba Yaga. That's one that I really wanted to stitch. Will I ever get to them? I don't know. But I thank you so much for thinking of me, Deb, and sending them my way. I do know that at some point I will probably be sharing them with other people on my videos. Now that the crafting bureau is complete, I'm going to go back and I'm going to pull out my box that has all those old magazines that I've got, and I'm going to go through it and I'm going to start doing pass-alongs with all those things, because I would like to share the wealth. So thank you, ladies, for thinking of me. I do so appreciate it. One other person sent me something absolutely fantastic. So this is going to be Stitchy Mail, Stitchy Kindness from a Friend, and an FFO. On my last video, I showed that I still had my Plague Doctor that I had not finished. I stitched the Plague Doctor, this is Busby Designs, in 2017. And then it sat up here, and I didn't do anything with it because I knew I wanted to make a pillow out of it. At one point I thought about giving my daughter the pillow because she's a nurse and I know that she would have liked it. But I've stitched a pillow for her before, and she has 2 big mastiffs, and they destroyed that first pillow in 6 months. And I wasn't going to have that happen with my Plague Doctor, because I lusted after him when I first saw his pattern, and just absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, Anna, who is Stitch Roadies, if you don't know that, because you really should. She is fantastic. And I am blessed to count her as one of my friends, one of the people that I've met at a First Thursday meetup, and the friendship is growing. And we were on Becca Sambry Stitches, another friend who I'm blessed to know. We were on her Zoom meeting the Wednesday after I did the video. And she said she had some fabric. And I want to know if I'm doing this right, Anna. Right here? Is that what we do? We put it on our chest? Yes? She had this fabric. And this fabric is just beautiful. Just beautiful. Gorgeous. Beautiful. So she asked me if I wanted some. And she sent it to me. Now, along with this, she sent me a coaster. I know I've talked about the McMenamins across the parking lot from Acorns and Threads. McMenamins is a chain of brew pubs in Oregon and Washington, started by 2 brothers here in Oregon who started making microbrews. And they have expanded, and they have bought a lot of old historic buildings and turned them into brew pubs. Some of them they have turned into hotels. I know I've talked about this before because my grade school, Kennedy Grade School in Portland, Oregon, I went there from kindergarten through 6th grade. When they closed the school down, it sat empty for years until the McMenamin brothers bought it and turned it into this fantastic hotel with several bars in there, a theater. If you're ever in Portland, Oregon, and you want to experience the McMenamins, go to Kennedy School. Anyway, she sent me this coaster, Kennedy School McMenamins. I love it, Anna. Her daughter-in-law's father is one of the artists for McMenamins, and I love their artwork. Their artwork is just simply fantastic. So, she sent me the fabric, which meant I now had to sew my pillow together. I've told you before, I'm not a seamstress. I know how to sew, but I am not a seamstress. So when I tell this story, and all of you seamstresses out there hear it, and I know there are a few of you, please don't cringe. I came in here to get that fabric ready for stitching my piece. I had a 14 by 14 pillow form, and I know me. I want to stitch. I want to start out bigger because when it comes to sewing math, I suck. I really, really do. So I sat down with my stitch piece of the Plague Doctor, and I found the center, and I measured out and made myself a 16 by 16 inch square, 4 by 14 by 14 inch pillow. There's reasons to my madness. The fabric Anna sent me, I cut into 2 pieces that were 9 inches wide, 16 inches tall, because what I wanted to do was stitch it so that the back would overlap, and I could put the pillow in or take the pillow form in or out, but I wanted the backs to overlap. So I went out to the library where my sewing machine is on my desk, and I put these pieces together, and I stitched a 1/2 inch in from the edge. Turned it inside out, tried it on the pillow. Obviously, it was too big. So I turned it back, inside out, outside in. I don't know. One of those two, maybe both of them. I turned it back the way I should be sewing it, and I did a second row of stitching a 1/2 inch in from the first one because I knew I needed to make it smaller, and I'm going to test fit it each time. Well, the second time I did this, I noticed that on the back side of the stitching, they were pulling, and this happens to me a lot, and I didn't know why. So I finished that second row of stitching. I test fitted again. It's still too big. I know I want to go in at least one more time. I start to stitch that third time around, and it's pulling all the threads. My sewing machine is pulling all the threads. So I sent Anna a message, and I said, do you have any idea why this is happening? Can you help me? And she tried to answer me, but she also let me know that she and G were on their way out of town to go camping, and she was going to be out of Wi-Fi range. So she offered me a piece of advice. She said, go ask your Bacon sisters. The ladies that I went to Lori McClary's house with back in August 2018? 2019. Was it last year? No. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, there were 9 of us. We were at Lori's house. We were in Sisters, Oregon, and we became the Sisters of Bacon. And I will attach a video that shows why that became our name. But out of those 9 ladies, 5 of them quilt. So, yay! I have a tribe of women that I know I can go ask questions to. So I went on to our message board that we have set up through Facebook. And I said, ladies, I need your help. This is what's happening. Can you help me fix this problem? And fortunately for me, one of them was able to help me in real time. And that was Lisa Reel. She also lives over in Bend, which is really close to Sisters, Oregon. If you're not from Oregon, they're within, I think, 10 miles of each other. Anyway, Lisa was fantastic. She told me a couple of things to check. And she said, have you checked your race? I said, what's a race? So she explained to me that that's what the bobbin goes in. I didn't know that. All these years that I've been stitching, I never knew that. Now I do. Then she asked another question. She goes, is your bobbin going through it in the right direction? Well, I don't know. So I tried to show her on this message that we were doing back and forth in real time. And it turns out that after all these years of stitching, I had my bobbin in the race backwards. You can stop yelling at me. I can hear you. I can sew. I am not a seamstress. After I turned the bobbin around, it started stitching perfectly. I was able to finish my pillow. Here is the back with the fabric that Anna gave me, and I can slip, I even put Velcro on it. There you go. I flashed you. But this is the back of the pillow. This fabric is gorgeous. Here is the front of the pillow. This is the Plague Doctor Busby Designs. The pattern called for 4 colors, black, dark gray, a lighter gray, and white. I stitched him with just the black. And I loved him. I then decided that I was going to add some trim up here. So I grabbed some pom-pom trim that I had out in the library, went downstairs, started stitching at the bottom, and I got to about here and ran out of pom-pom trim. I don't measure things well. I can sew. I am not a seamstress, and I'm going to stick with that story until the day I die, which I hope is a long time from now. So I pulled all that pom-pom trim off. I came upstairs. I had this lady dot trim. I separated the pom-poms from the part I guess you could sew into it if you're talented, not like me. And I hand stitched on all of this pom-pom trim. And I think he looks fantastic. And I am so excited that he is finally done. So, FFO. Alrighty then. Okay, let's go into some other things that I have been stitching. This is Blackwater Blooms by Needle Made Designs. I am keeping it in the bag that I got from Goose. She and I, Denise and I, did an exchange. I got a bag, she got a journal. I think I got the better deal. I don't know, but I'm really happy with it. Yes, I know how to do this. It's scary, isn't it? This is where I'm at with this. So when I showed it to you last time, I was working on this flower over here. I got it finished. I got the little bit finished on the bottom of this flower over here, and now I am ready to move down onto the flower that corresponds with this one over here, and then I will be working down and getting some more work done on that. I love it on this fabric. This is Tuscan Sun, and I think that it is just absolutely gorgeous. So I did get something accomplished on that. Ouch. All right. Okay. The next one that I am working on is Plum Street Samplers. This is the Harvest Keeper. This is for Donna Ray's Bees Please Sal, and I absolutely love this one. I am keeping it in one of my bags. I showed this to you last time. I stitched this a while back. This is the Stitcher Hood. And these are all the beautiful colors that I'm using on this piece. Love it. I seriously have to stop leaving my thread hanging out the front of the stitch piece. So my video is about to cut off again because I'm right at 32 minutes. So I'm going to keep talking and run it into a second video. Like I said, I thought this one might be longer. Anyway, this is where I am at with Harvest Keeper. I got most of this flower done, and you can't see it because it's behind the Q-sap. I got the center of the flower that's in her dress done. And then I went back up and I have been working on the leaves on the branches here. So this is Harvest Keeper, Plum Street Samplers. I am stitching it on a Belfast Linen Vintage Country Mocha. I'm trying to run the camera out right now, take my time, because I do have more to talk about. I have some important stuff to talk about. I want to wait until the camera rolls over before I get into it. So I'm babbling at the moment. Can you tell? Okay, the next piece that I want to show you is, of course, my Afghan. This is Stony Creek, the Halloween Village Afghan. And I started this one June 1st with, was it June 1st? June 1st with Julie from Stitching at the Cabin. She and her daughter Alyssa are both stitching the Christmas Village one. So this was a top center start for me. And I have gotten some more work done on it. I have made it to the top corner. Lots of fabric. Lots of fabric. I have made it to the top left corner. So, loving every single stitch I put in this thing. Move my time turner down there. So the vines have stitch part to them, cross-stitched part to them, and then they also have backstitch branches. So I started working on some of the backstitch branches over here. I think this is so gorgeous. So gorgeous in so many ways. So I am having so much fun stitching this. This pumpkin is completely stitched. So there we are. The center of this pumpkin is top center on the pattern. And when I finish with this one and go back and do some more of the back stitch branches here, I will then go over and work across the other side, get the top done, and then I can work down the other 25 pages of the pattern. If anybody has stitched a big afghan like this, what do you do with the extra fabric on the top when you're stitching down towards the middle of it? How do you keep it together? Are there any special clips that you can use? Any advice on that would be greatly appreciated. Well, my cell phone is trying to prove a liar out of me, so I'm going to pause and come back because I know it's going to run out and I've got important things to talk about. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? I went and took a drink of water. I was getting a bit parched. I talked a lot today. I said today's date is August 31st. September 8th, 9th. 3 years ago was when I started recording my videos. I've been doing this for 3 years, and honestly, that's mind-blowing to me because I honestly didn't think that I was going to do more than that one. And doing Flosstube videos is kind of addicting. It's nice connecting with people this way and getting to share what I work on. I have met so many people because I started doing these videos. I've met other Flosstubers. I've met people who've watched my videos. Doing these videos has been a blessing to my life. And doing it for 3 years, just wow, time has passed. So I want to do a giveaway for you, because if you've been watching me for 3 years, thank you. Thank you very, very much for watching me for 3 years. If you're new to watching me, I hope that you stick around for a while and maybe watch me for another 3. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, because my Flosstube anniversary is coming up, I want to do a giveaway for you. And I'm not just going to do one giveaway. I'm not going to do 2 giveaways. I'm going to do 3. And you need to understand that this time you have to play by my rules. I have some specific rules for this. I mean, all the regular rules. Please be over the age of 18. I personally don't think I have anybody under the age of 18 who watches my videos, but please be over the age of 18. Like the video. Be a subscriber. I will check. I will mail international. But if I do, understand that during this pandemic that we're going through, it might take longer to get to you. But I'll send a tracking number and you will know that it's on your way. So, like I said, I have 3 giveaways that I'm going to do. And each one of them, I'm going to look for a specific word to let me know which one you're interested in. And you can enter for 1, you could enter for 2, you could enter for 3. You can only win 1. Okay. So, the first giveaway. Part of the reason I went up to Acorns, like I said, I had to pick up a couple of things up there, and one of the things that I wanted to pick up was some floss. Corina, who is the creator of Bagz Plus and makes the Floss Buddies and the Floss Buddy Flips and the Bendy Flips, and she just makes so many gorgeous, gorgeous things. She had sent me a package, and in it, she had included this Floss Buddy. So I knew that I was going to hold on to it and use it as part of my giveaway. What I did is I went up to Acorns and Threads and I picked out 10 skeins of DMC floss because I stitch with DMC floss. I picked out Halloween colors. I picked out 5 bright Halloween colors and 5 muted Halloween colors. So if you are interested in this one, you need to leave the comment, in your comment, the word stitchy, S-T-I-T-C-H-Y. That will get you entered for the Floss Buddy and the floss. The next thing that I purchased while I was up at Acorns was a pattern and some fabric. The pattern is a Picture This Plus linen. It is 32 count legacy. That's only half of it, but you can see it is a gorgeous fabric. And with it, I picked up a pattern by Brenda Gervais, Witch's Brew. Witch's Brew. If you are interested in the linen and the pattern, in your comment, you need to use the word witch, W-I-T-C-H. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I have recently got into journaling. And I have been making some journals, and I decided that I was going to use one of them as part of my Flosstube-iversary giveaways. So this is the journal that I am giving away. It has a little medallion on the front that you can use to close it with, just a piece of ribbon that will hold it shut. It has a front pocket here, and in this front pocket there are 3 different journaling cards. On the back of the journal, there is a long pocket here, and if you pull this out, there is a little mini journal here. In this little mini journal, there are pockets and little journaling cards. There is a pocket on the back with another journaling card there. This has 10 pages in it. They're all coffee stained. And that just slips right inside there and snaps in behind the brad. Okay, if you open this journal up, you see this right here. What this is a little mini file folder. And in this little mini file folder are 3 more journaling cards and space to journal inside there. On this side, there are 2 pockets. In these 2 pockets, there are 2 journaling cards down here. This journaling card up here, which was made out of some of the paper that Deb sent to me in the package that she sent. And it's gorgeous. If you open this up, okay, using the balancing thing again, Anna. Things again, Anna. There is this envelope here, which has been cut to make pockets for all these different ladies. And these are all journaling cards. On the side here, there are 2 more journaling cards. Over here, if you untie this, obviously that's beyond my talent right now. This flips up and you have a space to journal here. This one flips up and you have a space to journal here. There are also 10 more pages right here that you can journal on. On this side, there are 2 more pockets. In the front pocket is a little notepad, circular notepad with the moon on it, because I got the moon there. and another journaling card back here. And the last part here is there's 5 more pages for journaling. And because when I saw this, I started giggling like crazy, I had to add it to this journal. Oh, look, a squirrel. So, if you should be interested in winning the journal, you have to use the number 42 in your comment. So, quick refresher. If you want the Floss Buddy and the floss, use the word stitchy. If you want the linen and the fabric, the linen and the pattern, use the word witch. If you want the journal, use the number 42. What you cannot do is write Stitchy Witch 42 in your comment and expect to be entered. You have to write 3 separate comments if you're interested in the 3 separate items. And please, please don't write Stitchy Witch 42 3 times because you might get Beetlejuice. I don't know. Anyway, I am going to hold this open for 2 weeks until I do my next video, and I will announce the winners then. Yeah. I think that's pretty much... Oh, no. I had a shout out that I wanted to do. Someone new to me that I watched was Anna. She is from the Netherlands, and her Flosstube name is Anna from the Handwerk Boutique. German relatives, I think I can talk with a German accent. Anyway, I watched her video and she taught me something new, which is always a good thing to learn something new. In the Netherlands, when they get Zweigart fabric, you know, the ones that have the orange strand on the whatever it is. Yeah, whatever. On the side of the linen. They get them by number. We get them by name. So she was explaining how when people order from them, if she gives them the Zweigart number, she knows exactly what it is that she's looking for. Whereas if we say we're looking for a vintage country mocha, she knows it's a tan, browny, creamy color, but she doesn't know exactly what it is because the U.S. uses names for their Zweigart. In the Netherlands, they use numbers. I thought that was interesting to know. Anyway, go check her out. And with that, I think that I am done. Deanna Ellett, please send me an email or message me on Instagram so I can get the Mill Hill kit out to you. If you are interested in joining in for the giveaways for my 3-year Flosstube anniversary, remember, 1 comment with Stitchy, 1 comment with Witch, 1 comment with the number 42. I thought that was so special. Don't you think so too? Yeah. Anyway, live long and stitch on, my friends. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.